going to do is we're going to follow Dora's plan, because she did do on Dwarf's Honor, and a Dwarf's Honor is, depending what game you play, quite honourable and then quite shitty in some. If that doesn't work, and that just comes to a terrible conclusion, we'll run to the Elves, just because I like running to the Elves more. As much as it hurt her pride to do so, Loren was convinced to surrender to the guards. The party was captured and locked away in a prison. Dora informed them that she couldn't free them as promised, since it was more difficult than she had originally thought. So let's run to the Elves now. Throwing caution to the wind, Loren hurriedly accepted Draco's plan. Through the fiery chaos that ensued, the group was able to escape the guards and get out of the city just as they had hoped. The group was silent and very sombre after they had made their escape. They knew very well that the gravity of their decision they made that night could very well come back to haunt them. Well, the other one was break your way out of a prison. I mean, you know, half of one and then half a dozen of the other here. Be ready for anything, we're approaching the outskirts of the forest. Oh my god, an elf approached. Though they had only begun to breach the forest, they were almost instantly surrounded by elven guards. Dozens of long-eared scouts sprang from the bushes and trees with bows and swords alike aimed at the party. Right, so I think pissing off elves is going to be a bad idea. Let's not do that. Dora and Draco looked around worriedly, but Eleanor's eyes remained fixed on Loren, who was standing her ground. Eleanor did her best to emulate her aura of confidence, though it was no easy task. You're an elf, they'll... Oh god, you're a half-elf. What if they don't think you're a pureblood or something like that? Oh god, this could turn very bad. State your business here, quickly. My name is Loren, and I am an Amazon. I have come to this forest in search of my mother. We harbour no ill will against the fair and knowledgeable elves. We simply need to pass through this area to reach our destination. Let me guess, we can't... The elves looked at each other before finally turning their hardened gazes back to Loren. They lowered their weapon and Eleanor relaxed. Oh my god. That was easier than I thought it'd be. They walked for a long time deeper into the forest until light could be seen through the canopy. Almost out of nowhere, a city formed within the trees. Eleanor and Loren alike were instantly amazed at this foreign culture. See, they're not going to be bad. Listen to this music. Alright, that is slightly creepy. But it's pleasant music. There are birds chirping. It's colourful. There's no blood to be spilt here. They claim to be on search for a missing person. An elf with a crossbow flicked his ponytail over his shoulder. Oh my god. That's... If you were an elf, I would say that's a bit gay. She can fix that. Can't have these people wandering around the forest. Take them to her. You sure? Blame me if she gets mad. The elves moved to leave. The one with the crossbow, however, stopped before Eleanor and bowed at the waist, his eyes not leaving hers. Welcome to Grand Tree. Grand Tree. That is the best you can think. You elves lived for like hundreds of years, and the best you could think of was Grand Tree. Whatever. You're about to meet a very important person, our elder druid. She has a power that she can use to help you. If you are to meet her, you must promise to show her great respect. Well, I'm not going to cut her throat, am I? You know, we already pissed off the Empire. I don't want to piss off the elves. Oh dear. They travelled to the edge of the forest again. They eventually came to the base of a giant oak tree that was hollowed out. Eleanor looked up in awe at the size of the tree as they got closer to it. Even the branches were impressively enormous. She couldn't recall seeing a tree of such size in quite a long time. It looks like that tree from Harry Potter. And the Weeping Willow, that's what it's called. Oh my... This game here really isn't doing the females too much justice. Holy fuck. Alright, well at least if she joins us we've got another support character, because I can only think she's a healing, like, elf. That's all they ever are if they're mages. As they got closer, they caught sight of a graceful woman who looked entangled in the very vegetation that surrounded her. The elves who led them all showed their respect for her by bowing deeply. She must have been the elder druid. But she's like 7! That's not how druids work! Whatever. Out of instinct, Eleanor immediately bowed to her as well. Eleanor looked over to see Loren standing rigidly, unmoved by any need to show the elder respect. Your grace, your promise? Loren shook as if she were in a trance, just remembering her vow to the elves to respect the elder. She met Eleanor's eyes briefly in thanks before bowing as the others did. I suppose she's really beautiful, huh? Can't you keep it in your pants for a few seconds? No, that's not hitting on someone, Dora. If you say, well, I suppose she's really beautiful, that's saying nothing. Whatever. Keep one in my pants. The druid rose from her seat and almost seemed to glide towards them. The grass beneath her sprouted small flowers where she walked as if she were Mother Nature herself. Hello, fair travellers. I am the elder druid... Mirth. Mirth? You know what, we'll just call her Mirth until someone corrects me. I would be happy to impart any knowledge that I can to you, though I mostly know only of the forest and its magic. May I ask why you have sought me out? I am an Amazon and my name is Loren. Oh my god, she's smiling again. I am searching for my mother. Is there any way you might be able to help us find her? We'd be very appreciated if you could assist us. She fucking changed her tone very quickly. She's been angry the whole way. Oh, it's because it's a woman. I see. She's being unusually nice. It was true, and Anna looked at Loren skeptically, with a faint shadow of jealousy. She was treating this mirth with more respect than anyone she had ever met with before. I see, I understand your concerns, and I see that you mean no harm with your search. It sounds like a very honourable spelt wrong, cause that you are going to such great lengths to fulfill. Well, I mean, she is her mother, to be fair, and I am a slave. I'm not quite sure why these other two people are tagging along, but it's an RPG, there's always some flimsy reason. Then you can help us, surely. Your divination powers could give us a hint as to where Loren's mother might be. Divination? That's not how you spell it, because it's divine. But divination sounds weird. Oh, whatever. Divination, we'll just pretend it's dividing. Eleanor gasped, forgetting that Loren did not know much about the outside of the Amazon citadel. As an elf, she knew all about the druids. Yes, Majesty, the power to seek knowledge and see things only with your mind. God, we've got a younger form of Derek Akora here. Unfortunately, I cannot perform this ritual at the moment. But why not? Mirth's expression darkened as she sighed before she began her explanation. It would be my deepest pleasure to help if I could, but there is a group of rogue elves who are disturbing the forest spirits, and I cannot even close my eyes without hearing the forest screaming. Divination is impossible. Let me guess, do we have to go over and defeat them by any chance? Eleanor was about to ask the druid a question, but Loren beat her to it. Want us to get rid of those elves for you? Yeah. I saw that question coming from a mile off. Mirth looked rather surprised by their offer, but Eleanor only frowned. The only way to stop the disturbance would be to find and defeat Mesfit, their leader. We shall do it then. 300 experience. Not even that good. Not even a worthy quest. I should warn you that he is no novice when it comes to the bow and arrow. Well, one of us has a shield, so yeah. He will stand no chance against the great Loren. Loren looked over at her with something that almost looked like embarrassment, but it couldn't be. I'm very impressed by your bravery. It seems our meeting has become very fortuitous. The spirits did not lie when they said that aid was near. May I accompany you on your excursion to defeat Mesfit? I don't see why not. Loren looked at Eleanor and she nodded. It would definitely be a good idea. Not even welcoming her aboard. Well, I suppose it'd be a good idea. You look a bit shit, but whatever. We would be glad to have you with us. Come with us, or whatever. Druid Mirth, it would be a pleasure to travel with you. Yeah, new party member. She's a druid, so that means she should be able to, like, get into different fucking forms and, like, wolves and shit. Anyway, wonderful, it is settled. Shall embark in the morning. Please accept my deepest gratitude for agreeing to help me. The forest has cried for too long. You haven't been able to do anything. Rogue elves, really dangerous, but elves themselves, oh no, they're fucking scary, they are. Whatever. It's understandable. His interference must be very burdensome. It is, but for night, I'm sure you'll all need rest. You can stay in the Elves village tonight and prepare. Shall we leave at dawn? As the sun rises then, Mirth smiled and nodded to one of the guards. They walked in silence to the elven camp. After getting settled into their tree bunks, it was announced that Mirth had arrived to entertain the party. They gathered to receive her. Oh my god, that sounds quite dirty. Oh wow, other sex slaves come along, huh? These are a gift for you, Loren of the Amazons. Lady Mirth knows quite a bit about Amazons, it seems. Yep, she's not as ignorant as the Empire. Dora slapped Draco, and he groaned, rubbing his arm. The dwarf woman was quite surprisingly strong. She's a dwarf! They're always strong. They will entertain you tonight, if they please you. Eleanor felt a burning sensation in her chest at the thought of her mistress with these nymphs. Oh! Okie dokie. So, nymph is quite a literal term. Brilliant. Eleanor suppressed the thought from her mind. She had to remind herself that she was just a servant. May I ask you something? Well, you're going to anyway. What is it? Why are you following Loren? Joking, friendly, forceful. Because I need to, okay, bitch? I'm in debt to the Amazons, for they saved my life when I was fleeing from an orc raid. Ah, I see. You were very fortunate indeed. It is very good of you to be so loyal to them. Well, I'm a loyal kind of person. Thank you. Even though I'm a slave, I'm still honoured to be following Loren. A slave. Mirth did not comment and departed without another word. Hey, Mirth, I mean, everyone else is getting laid tonight. I may as well get some. No? Okay. Right, we now have the weakest person in the whole world on our team. Wonderful. Meanwhile, in the northern border of the region, an evil force was crafting sinister plans. The party was still not innocently aware of this creature's actions, but it was only a matter of time until that they would change. A heavily armoured mysterious being sat on its throne, comfortable in the hot room despite the volcano's lava flowing so near. I think if you've got eyes like that, the last thing you're going to be worrying about is, should I take this armour off? It's a little bit perky in here. This evil thing's name was Fost, a name that would come to be spat and whispered in fear. Okay, so we have the game's Voldemort. He looked up to see Jewel, his servant succubus, sex slave, approaching him, swaying her hips back and forth. Your news? Karen has been taken care of. Good. Any complications? Her daughter Loren is looking for her as we speak. She is a very determined woman, so I doubt she will give up searching easily. Before he could respond, Grob came forward to kneel before him. That's not kneeling. My lord, I have returned. It's about time. I have come bearing good news. I have taken care of Loren and her party. They are now imprisoned in a human city. But they aren't in prison, not a one of them. What? If you don't like it, just don't say it. Fost's gaze was indiscernible, but the air was thick with tension in the ensuing silence. Care to elaborate? Exactly that. They are not in prison, they are waltzing around freely. Grob simply scoffed. Even if they aren't, they've been dealt with. My plans are going perfectly. It doesn't matter which side they end up on, or which they are going right now. Well, no wonder I struggled with the guy. He's clearly an arch-fucking demon. They are going to trigger a war between the humans and the elves, just as we wanted. We will be able to begin our invasion freely, and there's a good chance that Loren will be killed in the struggle between the two warring races. Right. They will be distracted fighting against each other, and with their unusual group, fatality is nearly guaranteed. Whoa! You've clearly never played an RPG, Grob. That's not how it works. I approve of these plans. Let us see how far they succeed. And they'd better succeed, Grob. Do I make myself clear? Transparent, my lord. Can we at least send someone to watch over Loren and her party? They've gained a new ally already. They can be more dangerous than we think. You speak the truth. Make it so! Clap, clap! As I've said before, you do not have to worry. I have taken care of that matter as well. What do you mean? As I said, my lord, there is already someone watching over them very closely. Everything will go according to plan, I'm sure of it. Oh, what? Because they're not going to elaborate, and now we have to guess who it is who's watching over them. Well, I know it's not Draco, because he's there later on. It seems unlikely that an elf druid, because they'd have had to be there years. If it's going to be someone in our party, it's either going to be Dora, or the... I've forgotten her name already. Mirth. It's going to be her.